if you are in a cornfield and a clown is coming at you, what do you do? Because I know some people are terrified of the unknown of cornfields, and some people are really terrified of clowns. So this is like death for some people. True death scenario. Chase Liaki here with the Blue Futon reviewing Clown in a Cornfield. What's about pretty simple premise? You have a father and a daughter moving from the East Coast to the Midwest in a small podunk town, if you want to put it that way, and they really love this clown because this clown is from like the 1930s, and you know what's corn syrup, and you don't mess with this clown. You don't make fun of the clown. It's a icon. Well, apparently this generation kind of makes fun of it by making these fake videos on YouTube, and the clown is mad and wants revenge for making fun of it. I think. So, did I like this film? I thought this movie is something you don't take seriously, and I understand that. However, the third act in the reasoning and what occurs really left me wanting more of like, oh, so all this killing, all this gore, and all this good humor leads up to that ending? That's the reason why we're killing? And that's where I was kind of bummed with the movie, because leading up to it, I was having a blast. It was bonkerness. It almost felt like, the same director did Tucker and Dale versus Evil, but it also had like a Thanksgiving, the Eli Roth like mix to it. So I was feeling that like small town folkiness to it. And I was like, yep, I could feel both these movies combined into this crazy thing. But at least with Thanksgiving, you had a satisfying ending and good kills, and like the reasoning behind it kind of makes sense for why this person would do it. But the reasoning for this makes no sense, and you're just like, it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth of like, I'm not going to spoil it because it doesn't come out for another like week and a half. But my God, you're just like, that's the best the writer can come up with, and the same writer is the director Eli Craig. So they're Eli Roth, Eli Craig. That's kind of, or is it Craig Eli? I don't know. There's Eli in both of them. That's kind of crazy as well. Positives, the humor. If you like Tucker and Dale versus Evil type of humor, you're going to get it in this movie, and it does succeed tenfold. And I think the audience also liked it a lot. Speak about the scares. I wouldn't say a lot of it is scary, but I don't know if there was someone in the booth that flickered the lights at the perfect time in the movie theater, and everyone in the movie theater kind of freaked out because it was like the perfect scare spot, which I don't know, unless the projector person, watched the movie before, they wouldn't have known. So either A, it was just a freak accident in this movie theater where the lights just literally flickered of like, something going on outside with the storm, or B, some guy got us, but it was literally the perfect timing overall. That was fun. The characters are pretty funny, and they are mostly likable because, there's not a lot of stereotypical tropes in this movie, except who dies first, but there's that. Okay, so acting, fine, I'm good with it. The overall premise and, look of the movie, I'm fine with it. The gore is pretty damn good. The humor is pretty damn good. So it's an overall good slasher film when it comes to that. But like I said, the ending, I'm not going to spoil it, but you just think about why. Oh, and there is a pretty good twist about halfway through where you're like, okay, I kind of like where this is going. But then but that's what makes it kind of worse, is because when you realize the reasoning and that twist, you're just like, it's one of those plausibility things where you gotta throw it out the window of how long this is going on for and why. Also, they do it starts off in 1991 and goes to now, and I don't know if the 1991 thing does anything to push the story forward whatsoever. So the first 5 minutes is kind of pointless. They could have just kind of forgotten about it. I understand they want to like open up with a scare, but it doesn't connect to anything in the story whatsoever. I understand how they maybe want to do it with how this clown is a tradition, but still it doesn't really make sense in how this could actually occur. Because like I said, there's always random people driving through small towns, driving from point A to point B, and there's just no way it would be this, like, there's cousins and uncles and aunts and grandparents in other parts of the world, and they might be a little bit curious. So, of course, you guys just forget about that. Again, just really disappointed in the reasoning behind the killings. I'm not going to spoil it, like I said before, but my God, that's the most frustrating part where you're just like, if you just kept it more like tongue-in-cheek the whole time and like just let it continue on, but you wanted to add this like gap of time periods, that's all I'm going to kind of say to not spoil it. I'm just like, really? That's the best we can do? Anyway, clown in a cornfield, a little misleading, I'll put it there. But if you're there for the fun gore, the good humor, and the overall atmospheric, it's pretty good. However, now the more I think about it, and really, really reminds me of Thanksgiving almost too much. And also, just, yeah, I felt like I've seen this movie way too many times before, and I'm okay with it. Thanksgiving just bonkersness to it, and just keeps the bonkers throughout. This one kind of halts the brakes, or steps on the brakes. Let's loosen the gas. Whatever. I'm dumb. So Clown in the Cornfield will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 60%. Let's see the Critics' News scores gave this one. Critics a 93% with 29 of them. Critic consensus: Clown in a Cornfield doesn't reinvent the corn maze, but its clever insights, subversion of expectations, and solid foundations help slash its way to the top. And there is also a side story about Rust and this other guy, Cole. And yeah, it was so forced at the same time. We were just like, yeah, we know where this story plot is really trying to freaking go. 93-60. Chase like here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. On Nothing's Futontopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. For a great day. Watch this tape tomorrow, week from now, month, and year from now. Or is freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And are you more scared of the unknown of like looking out in the water or a clown? Let me know.